I need to get back to Jesus. It's funny that like the moment you get a little bit of clarity and progress, your mind just loosens up and you just give yourself permission to like fuck around and just waste your time. It's a subtle difference. It's not like you go from being like super locked in and then just being like, oh, I'm just gonna mess around now and just like ignore my tasks and ignore my priorities and forget about my vision and just kind of like la di da. Like you don't think that in your head. It's just like one thought at a time. It's one small action at a time. And you're either gradually building up or you're gradually tearing your life down and breaking down into your old self. And I guess that's like just the process of backsliding or building your life is you just have to consciously pay attention at all times to what your thoughts are doing because your thoughts are either serving you in bringing you closer to your highest self and like the version that God designed you to be at your best, the most like kind, abundant, beautiful, fully developed, responsible, just amazing person that is able to do the things you want to do and is living the dreams that you want to live and taking care of the people that God has put in your life and doing a great job of that. And you're either consciously reprogramming for that or you're not consciously doing that and you're allowing loose space, little gaps, small gaps in your thoughts, small gaps in your day, small gaps in your attention to allow entropy to set in, to allow the enemy to take hold of a thought or take hold of a moment, take hold of your mind just for a second. And it plants a little seed in there. And if you don't take control, and that's why in the Bible it says, take every thought captive and hold it up to the light and look at it and be like, is this actually going to help me? Is this actually going to like move and like pick it up and like turn around and look at it? And this is like the same thing as psychotherapy. In psychotherapy, they tell you to notice your thoughts and ask if the thought is true and play with the thought. And it's like, to be honest with you, I really suck at that. Like, I don't know. I just like I would like to say that I'm a generally self-aware person, but for me to like look at my thoughts or look at what I'm doing and like genuinely act in regards to my highest self and act within the responsibility of my future is something that I'm just like doing a really crappy job at right now. And it sucks. It sucks to feel that because it's like it doesn't matter if you're getting older, like you're getting older, period. But whether or not you're maturing, whether or not you're actually improving and getting closer to the version you're meant to become, that's not guaranteed. You're guaranteed to get older. Time is guaranteed to pass. This year is guaranteed to end, probably, right? Like, time is going to happen. But whether or not you are going to use that time and align that time towards becoming something more or just stagnating and repeating the same cycle, repeating the same process, and mentally backsliding further and further into this like dark corner of like self-pity and self-hate, self-loathing, whatever it is for you. It's kind of like I feel like they just like go in cycles. Like 1 second it's self-pity and then the next second it's like loathing your own self-pity or loathing your own whatever it is that you are, and then hating that version of yourself, and then maybe trying to punish that version of yourself thinking that that's gonna like solve the problem. But like, punishment doesn't solve the problem, because like the problem has to do with your heart, and it doesn't matter like how many workouts you do or like how many cold showers you take. You have to like reorient your heart. It's like a God thing. It's a surrender thing, and it's something that I haven't really like figured out. I don't think anyone really like figures it out. But I know that I want to like re-incline the heart, because like the heart has like these random desires, these natural desires for like different things, and those desires aren't necessarily bad. It's just like sometimes it's not the time to gratify those desires. It's time to use that fire toward like growing and building and whatever. And when you're in your like teens and 20s, it's kind of what you should be doing, generally speaking. Um, so re-inclining or just inclining your heart or directing your like desire is a challenge, because like if you don't consciously direct it towards this like ambitious vision, then what's going to happen is you're just going to start digging holes in your backyard. You're going to start like drinking or smoking or masturbating or like just eating like crap, like whatever it is for you. I think it's different for everybody. Like everyone has their own demons, or you might have all of them. There's no judgment. It's like everybody faces that at some point in a different way, or in the same way, honestly. But like we look at that stuff, and if we don't have that like active guardrail for your mind and those like active tools that are gonna like lock you in to the version that you want to become, into the vision that you want to become, into the relationship with God that you want, the relationship with your family, your spouse, your girlfriend, your whatever, you just your friends, whatever. Like if you don't have those tools that lock you into that kind of health routine or lock you into that like mode with your business and your creative side, like if you don't have those things that are consistently happening and you're consistently rewiring your brain in that direction, then it's like, well, if you just have this random space, the chances of you just like thought to sequence of actions in the wrong direction is very high. And it's already like a possibility, but like when there is no like, hey, this is the track, we're driving this track, we're going this way, and now you're like, you're locked in, you're focused, and you've built momentum in the day towards the direction you want to go. And if you don't have that momentum, then it's like, well, midday you might just like decide to like whatever, right, and just fall off track, or just disrespect yourself by the way that you use your time or your energy or your mind. And I'm just like feeling that hard right now, because like I'm speaking from personal experience. Like I've just been like all over the place. Being in Alaska, it just hasn't really been like what I was anticipating in terms of like how I would grow. I feel like I've been failing more than I've been like winning. And maybe that's because now I'm just like here and I'm alone and I have to just deal with my shit, for lack of a better term. And I just like, I'm nobody watching me, nobody telling me what to do, nobody really interacting with me for a lot of time, nobody telling me what to do with my time. There's just nothing. It's just blank. And it's like blank piece of paper, what's going to come out of your mind. And it's like, there are these great things and there's like these things that I wish weren't there. And I'm like, God, like, how do I deal with that? And like, I have to like, I want to give those things up, but like getting out of your old self, it just takes work, man. I don't know. So like the journaling and the mindset and the meditation, all these things are good, but like, I want to like come up with like a hopeful message for this, but I can't really think of anything right now other than like the process takes work. And one thing I know is that like the enemy wants you to give up on the process when you suck the most, or when like you relapse or you fall back or you like go back to an old habit that you said you were done with, right? And like when you're sitting with that and you kind of like feel that pull, or you've followed that backslide and now you're on the other end of it and you're like looking back up at the hill that you just like went down when you were climbing it, and then you just went back down the hill, like back to your old habits and your old ways, and you're like, damn, screw me. And like the temptation then is to like hate yourself and like judge yourself, but there's literally, that is the ultimate trap, is to hate and judge yourself and just to be like, well, why even try? And then to just continue rolling around in that and replaying that and going back to that, instead of realizing like, okay, just like one step at a time, move forward. Because like you don't have time to like stay over here, right? Like that's the ultimate way to waste your life, is just like spend time hating and loathing yourself for the way that you spent your time, and the way that you like used your time and used your life. Because like, look, you only get one time and you don't get any refunds, so it's a sunk cost at this point. Like there's no putting mental energy into the past, doesn't really serve you unless you're actively reflecting and learning from the past. Like, what did I learn this year? Like, what could I do differently? Whatever, right? Like, that's great. But if you're just like subconsciously ruminating about it and letting it run your day, then you're going to be miserable. So, the end. That's my story for today. I hope you liked it. I'm going to drink one of these and call it a day. And by that I mean like it's 3:00 and I need to get to work, and the light's about to go out in like an hour and a half. So I'd like to get something done before the sun goes down, because the sun is only up for like 4 or 5 hours in Alaska. Okay. Hope this served you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.